Hey guys, it's me again. It's your girl Zaahav. Welcome back to my channel. But if this is your first time, welcome. Thank you for joining us. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button down below. Today we are going to be doing something very different on my channel, something that has never been done. It's our first impressions of the Morphe and Jeffree Star Part 2. I'm going to be reviewing just the eyeshadow palette, not the brushes, not the sponge. It's the first time using it, so you're going to see my first-hand reactions to the palette. Overall, in terms of aesthetics and beauty and packaging, I think the palette has good packaging. I think it's beautiful. I think it's pink. You can never really go wrong with pink unless you're decorating your guest bedroom. Then pink is wrong. I don't even know why I just said that. But anyway, what I'm trying to say is the packaging is beautiful. Other than that, every other impression or reaction to that palette will be further down in the video. If you haven't already, click that subscribe button because you're gonna subscribe anyway. Why not do it right now? Also, follow me on my social media. They'll be somewhere in the description box or on the screen. Without further ado, let's get straight into the video. I love the packaging of this palette. It's the Jeffree Star Artistry palette. When you get the palette, it looks exactly like this. And then you flip it to the back and you see Jeffree's face right here and a bunch of writings that I'm going to read very soon. Back of the palette, it just says, "Hi, how are you?" Kind of sounds like Jeffree. It has bubble wraps that the Morphe palettes usually come in. And once you open it, there's a mirror up top and there's a plastic sheet that I don't think is useful, so I'm just gonna throw that away. So there's welcome back. Oh, and the names of the colors are welcome back to my channel, One Noise, Lynn 1985, Mogul, Self-Made Dog Mom, Honest Truth, Designer Label, Mr. Diva, Bus Angeles, Pink Fleet, Calabasas, Don't Know Her, Rolls With It, Millions, Girl, What's the Tea, Vroom, Custom Rims, Glam Rapids, Wake and Bake, Nate, Drive Through, Hi Dude, and Fast Lane. Now these are all beautiful colors. To be very honest, when I saw the palette in the picture, I wasn't looking forward to it. But now that I see it in real life, it's absolutely gorgeous. I'm gonna zoom you guys in so you see what look I create with this beautiful palette. I don't even know what I want to do yet, but I know I want to do two different colors and two different sides. So yeah, let's get zoomed in. So first off, I'm using the shade Mr. Diva as my transition shade, and I'm just going slightly above my crease and just putting that on my eyelid. I had already primed my eyelids with concealer before I started this. And I really like how this is applying. Like, it has like a smooth finish. It just applies really nicely. It's almost unnoticeable when you do a side-by-side comparison. Then you see that this shade shows a little more, and I kind of want to use it to pop a little more. Now I'm going in with Boss Angeles, and I'm going to the back of the crease mostly and just sweeping it forward with the same brush. Now using a different brush, I'm just taking the shade Calabasas and I'm just packing that over the previous shade, but more toward the end of the crease. Next, I'm taking Hi Dude and I'm going to pack that a little more forward than I put the previous shade because it's like a darker brown. So I'm going to pack that in between these colors, and I'm just pushing that into the crease and trying to make it swoop more forward, so it's gonna come more toward the eyes. There is a little bit of fallout. I don't know if you see very well, but there's a tiny little bit of fallout. And now I'm using concealer because I want to do a half cut crease. Firstly, I'm just going to spray my brush. Now I'm taking a more precise brush and I'm taking the shade Custom Rims and I'm just applying that on that cut crease. Holy, the pigmentation on this is crazy. Like, I didn't even have to use any color underneath. Do you see? It's like an aluminum foil color. You see, this is one swipe. Now taking an even more precise brush, I'm gonna use the shade Girl in the middle of those two shades just to kind of get them to blend in together. And I'm going back in with that brush that I used for the aluminium shade, and I'm just trying to blend them in together without putting any more eyeshadow. Just kind of sweeping it over that brown shade so it kind of blends in. So for this eye, I'm going to go back into the crease again with Mr. Diva. Same process as the first. The fallout from certain colors aren't as much. I noticed that the shimmer shades I used on this don't have fallout, but the shade Bus Angeles had up quite a bit of fallout. And now I'm taking Wake and Bake, and I'm just backing on the outer part of the crease, doing the same process I did on this side. This one I noticed isn't quite as pigmented as the rest of them. Next I'm going in with the shade Nate, and I'm just putting that below the crease a bit, like kind of more toward the eyelid, on the eyelid but right below the crease. And I'm going in with a different brush, and it's quite pigmented, but the fallout is a lot, I notice. Same as before, I'm gonna cut out my half crease and come back. And I'm taking that precise brush again and that same foil shade called Custom Rims. Let's take note of the fact that I do not have any plain or matte shades underneath, and I'm just applying that. See how pigmented that is? Holy freaking moly. Do you guys see how pigmented that is? I didn't do any pinks on this side because I wanted to do the bottom of my eyelids to be pink. And now same as before, I'm taking a different precise brush, but this time I'm taking the shade Drive Through, and I'm just applying that in between those two shades to kind of create I don't know, ombre sounds good. Drive Through is sort of like a slime green shade. I like it though. It's weird, but I like it. There's a lot of fallout from this palette. It's a noticeable amount. Same as before, I'm going to take that brush I used for the aluminum shade. Without putting any eyeshadow on it, I'm just going to blend the aluminum into the slime green shade, which is called Drive Through. I'm going to do my highlight and contour off camera, and I'll be right back. And we're back. I did leave a bit of powder under my eyes to catch fallout from the eyeshadow. I'm taking a round precise eyeshadow buffing brush, and I'm taking, I actually don't even know what to use, but I'm taking the shade Mogul into my lower lash. Now using that same flat brush, I'm taking the shade Self-Made, and I'm just putting that underneath of Mogul and just trying to swoop that out. And now I'm just sweeping the excess powder on that side of my face. So for this side, I'm taking the shade Nate, and I'm just using that to smoke out my lower lash line. This time, instead of taking the shade Wake and Bake, I'm taking the shade What's the Tea, and I'm using it to buff out that other green shade. And now I'm just sweeping out all that excess powder. I'm gonna go to the rest of my face off camera, and I'll come right back. And this is the finished look, guys. Thank you guys for watching this video. If you did like it, please give it a thumbs up down below. Also, don't forget to subscribe to my channel. My social media and the rest of them lot will be listed in the description box down below. I don't even know why I'm talking so fast, but if you can tell by the time behind me, it's almost 3 a.m. in the morning. I need to go to bed. I have work in the morning. As far as the palette goes, I generally like it. The only problem is that it has a ton of fallout, but that's something that's very common with Morphe products. I have the 25B, 35H, and the 15D and 15B palette, and they all have the same amount of fallout. For the 25B, I believe it's 25B, I don't remember. I've used it in one of my videos, but I believe that one has less fallout than this palette does. However, it's very common with Morphe palettes to have a ton of fallout, and it doesn't reduce the pigmentation or whatever, it just falls out on your makeup. So all you have to do is do your eyeshadow first and then do your face afterwards, so you can always wipe that excess fallout. Although it wasn't too much, like I already had my foundation on and I didn't have to wipe anything off, so it wasn't exactly too much for me to just use powder and like brush it out, but there was quite a bit of fallout. Thank you guys for watching, and see you in my next video.